He copied everyone.
Good evening. Welcome to the Grosio Township Community Recreation Commission meeting, Thursday, November 29th, 2012. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the CRC meeting. Tonight's agenda, I need a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Any deletions, additions, or otherwise any other changes? Otherwise, I need someone to move for approval.
So move.
Bill?
Second.
Helena. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of the minutes from September 27th, 2012 and October 25th, 2012. That was all submitted via email. Were there any additions or deletions? Otherwise, I need a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
John and Helena, second.
I do.
All those in favor say aye.
I brought it.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right. Any public comment for a 3-minute limit on non-agenda items? Yep, September 27th, October 25th. Yep, we got it.
Is there agenda in there?
And 3-minute limit, since there's no public, I imagine there'd be no public comment. Chairperson's report. All right, first off, I'd like to welcome Mr. Tom Modesto, our new Township Board Liaison to the CRC Committee. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really look forward to being on this with this committee. It's a commission, excuse me. I'm looking forward to a good 4 years, in the future here.
All right, thank you. All right, the update on the Water's Edge Inline Outdoor Skating Rink. All right, we were hoping to have already dirt shovel-ready moved and stuff like this. Tim's been in contact with Charlie Campbell.
Talked to him just a little while ago. They will complete that move of the volleyball court to the new location before 2012 ends.
Okay.
Yep. The weather this weekend, they're going to finish a few other projects. But he's got that, and also the Parkway Park, that embankment that we're a little bit concerned about. He's working with Dale on a project there, too. So those two things they want
So
to
he's
take.
basically going to be doing, since he's got the two projects, he'll try to do it all at once.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
All right, and that's our main goal for an update. Fellow commissioners supposed to get that volleyball moved because this is obviously off-season, so we got to get this done so we're ready for spring. And then the second thing is, Tim, we've really got to start working for proposal for bid for laying down concrete too.
Right. Received this from Lawrence Hemingway's office, Wayne County. Good morning, Mr. Rooney. Can I please have your direct address to forward the signed IGA? That means we can go.
Okay.
$50,000 from the county that we've secured last year. That's
All right.
we're all set.
All right. So that's, well, the only thing else that's really associated or an update, Tim, he was looking at we went for the $25,000 passport grant, and we made it to the second round. We have yet to hear anything officially back, but he did look on the website.
I looked on the website. It looks like there's 15 to 20. There was 88 or 80 some applicants, and I saw about 15 to 20 projects that were recommended. The only one near us I saw was like a Westland project, but very few in Wayne County. And I'm pretty sure it's what they recommended after going through all the statewide applications, and I did not see ours on there. But usually I have a rejection letter or a go-ahead letter by this time. So I don't know what the delay is, but I looked on that, and I usually would hear that before they post it, but it says 2012 projects, so.
So there's a slim chance maybe we're still in the running. We don't know yet. He hasn't received anything official that we did get it or didn't get it. But, do we even know what the poll was that we had there, the passport money that they were trying to do with grants at all? Do we even know what the poll was?
The amount of money?
Yeah.
It dropped. The first year they had quite a bit, millions, but then it dropped. I don't want to say, I don't know for sure. I think it's under $1 million for like 80 projects. So there's a lot of 35,000, 45,000, and ours was 25. So and we were going to match that 50%. So It's weird. You know, there's a lot of things that happen. I know a lot of departments would probably contact their representative, state representative, or their state senator to put pressure on. We usually play it straight up and hope that our project merits it. So I'm not saying that happens, but that's something we try to just play it straight down the middle, educate them on it. They had their site visit, and then when we put our second packet in, it was quite detailed, and we thought we had good answers for them and good facts.
He really worked hard on that too. But the money where that was going for is we had the $50,000 grant we got from Wayne County. And this is for the inline skating rink. And then we went for the passport grant. So this is the one that we're talking about right now that we haven't seen, that we were supposed to hear at the end of October or so, or beginning of November about whether we get it or not. So we haven't received any word, but there's already a list of projects on the website, and we're not included. Tim said the closest one is
I could be wrong, but I mean, I try to monitor.
Where would we use that money?
for the inline skating rink.
Yeah, that's how it was presented, as a match for the inline skate.
And that was with the golf outing.
How much is this inline skating thing gonna cost?
Original estimate was $100,000, but we want to get a little bit nicer boards, the aluminum and fiberglass boards, so they last longer than wood. So I don't know, it probably around $120,000, somewhere in that range. It was originally $100,000.
Yeah, we all got a packet about that, the initial rough estimate cost. And so we still haven't heard word on that one. So do we have any questions, any more questions on an indoor, or the inline outdoor skating rink? Yes, John?
What are we actually short of as far as dollars?
Well, we got the $50,000 from Wayne County, and we got a little over $30,000, right, from the golf outing. So we're at $80,000.
And then the Michael Horton Fund prior to that, right, was about,
Right, yeah.
we're about 90, a little under 90,000 right now.
Okay, so we're like 30 short.
If we go for the 120, right, yeah.
If we go for the nice boards.
Right,
It's not to say we can't put the cement down, but you want to do it right.
right.
You're saying you're 30 short without the passport grant yet.
Right.
Correct.
So if you get that, you're close.
We're darn
A lot,
close,
right, a lot
yeah.
closer.
You're almost there.
Right, and they wanted to make that an annual golf event too, so the community support was very, very positive. But I would think it'd be most unlikely if they were to get that kind of money again next year in the golf outing.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right, that much, right.
All right, any other questions? All right, the equestrian center lease. Okay. We were supposed to have this wrapped up. Another month went by. We were scheduled to meet again this week. It got postponed. We were going to try to meet today, but then now that we've got with Mr. Malvesto joining us, he really I think he should be involved with this because he's on the board. He's our liaison. So he wants to be brought to speed. So we're going to meet next Tuesday with the Lutons. No lawyers. And just to see where he's coming from and make sure that he's clear about where we're coming from. We hope to get this resolved. I mean, hopefully that meeting will be it, whether we know, if we're at if we're going to make progress or not, right, Tim? I mean,
Yeah, I'm confident.
So otherwise, we still have no contract signed. No contract signed. Any questions on the center lease? All right, moving on. Recreation Director's Report. Tim, you got a few updates for
Yeah, a
us,
few
please?
things. Having to do with the Parkway Park, I think probably after this weekend, we keep saying this, the weather's going to go south on us. We're going to get a chain up and a sign that says, closed for the season, we'll see you in the spring on that, because I think once ice and stuff hits that stairway, we don't want people going up and down and trying to maintain that. And there's still a lot of work to be done, but since the weather's been so nice, Brian's been over there a couple times to rake leaves off in case it freezes, people don't trip on leaves that have been iced over or something like that. So we're trying to stay on top of it. He's making regular stops over there. But we'll put up a chain. It won't look bad, and we'll have a nice sign that says, closed for the season, we'll see you in the spring. And then we'll probably be talking a lot about that in the coming months.
Can we ask the community to solicit some names for this piece of property? Do we have a problem with that, anybody? Anybody want to submit suggestive ideas or suggestions about naming the road end on Rosedale Parkway? So we can suggest it and let the board decide. All right, what else you got, Tim?
Okay, I got to give Mark Tiso some credit here, or a lot of credit. He did some minor repairs on the aerator from the country club, as a trade-off, and thing we did for the first time about 5-6 years is aerate all the fairways. You know, we've done the greens, but all the fairways have been done, so that's going to do a lot for the growth and the health of the, wouldn't you agree, Bill?
Oh, absolutely. Best thing we could have done.
Yeah, so that's something we haven't done in a long time. I want to give him
So
credit for.
basically a little trading of services then here, huh?
And all 3 golf courses always share the cost of the air compressor to blow out the lines, irrigation lines. So, you know, West Shore, the Country Club, and ourselves. So there's some good camaraderie.
Township doesn't have a compressor to do that, huh?
Nothing that large for the bigger part. We have one for smaller lines, but not the big golf course
Oh, okay.
lines. Travel lift's been winterized finally. That's, winter storage is pretty well done. We have a few people that still have to pay, but not much, and I think we've met our budget goal on that. Summer docking, I'm pretty confident we met our budget on that.
All our boats out.
All are out, yep. Even when Bob came back from Florida, there was 2 waiting. They got out of their canals instead of sitting there all winter. We were able to house them at Water's Edge for the winter and work with them, so I thought that was, I appreciate what he did. Water wheel at the airport has been winterized. The airport, Rosehill Soccer Association, Tom Snyder, they took the nets down because people are damaging them, so they got all those down this year. And Playscape we're keeping an eye on. I reported about the clearing, but you might want to take a look at it and see if you want us to go a little further now. We're starting to get into some bigger trees, but I mean, I'm sure we could work on that. But take a look at it. And
Cutting forever, I think.
I know. Let's see here. Budget update, not much change from last time. Trying to get the golf course shut down so it doesn't, cause too much of an impact now that we're not receiving any revenue for.
Wait, can we go back to the
Definitely.
facilities? What about the farm? Didn't we have an update at all about the drainage or something that we wanted to do?
Yes, I got a quote or a report from Rains on the dog park that's been an ongoing problem, and also the other side of the rec building is about $10,000 total, and we're hoping to use some drainage funds for that.
Okay.
And what I want to do is take photos of the 2 sites and then give it to Barry and then have him make a decision how we should proceed through the township on that. But I do have the kind of the itemized report from Rains.
All right, thank you.
On the program area, I've got the Island Glow that's tomorrow night. I hope everyone can make it. It's not mandatory. Did you want to read that off, Walt?
No, this is you, Tim.
No, it's okay. Go ahead and read them.
No, okay, fine. How about if I make Helena read it? Helena, read it. The schedule of events.
For Island Glow tomorrow, and then there's some other community events they'd probably appreciate.
All right, so Friday, November 30th, 2012. What do we got here? We got kickoff is starting off at 6:15. The Island Glow kickoff. The Downriver Brass is from 6:15 to 6:30. Songs of the season are going to be from 6:30 to 6:45. Performed by the Girls Hill Children's Choir. The holiday music from 6:45 to 6:55. That'll be the Downriver Brass again. Holiday greetings will be presented by Supervisor Loftus from 6:55 to 7 o'clock. And then the big one is going to be Welcome Santa, and the key presentation will be right at 7 o'clock sharp. The supervisor and township board members will present the township key to Santa. Then Santa will begin his stroll on Macomb at 7:05 to 7:25, along with the Downriver Brass. We will light the tree at 7:30 with Santa and a special guest. And then we'll start, do the old Christmas tree song at 7:30 at the same time with Downriver Brass. And then Santa on Macomb Street visiting all the businesses from 7:30 to 8:30. And all the little ones, please write your letters to Santa. There'll be a big red box at Macomb Commons, so you'll be able to get all your gifts in nice and early and requests. All right, Tim.
Okay. You do want to read the other? I guess
No, I'll let you read that one.
No, it's okay. It's up on the screen. I'm sure they can see that. Some of the traditional events.
Who's doing the free carriage rides, Tim?
Oh, the carriage rides, that'll be Ann Arbor Carriage. That's through the DDA, sponsored.
That's through the
Yep.
Okay.
And then wagon rides through Luton Riding Academy.
Oh, they're doing wagon rides?
Yep, we're working on a tractor right now.
So what's the carriage ride? Is that going to be a horse carriage?
Yeah, they come every year. What happens is they take Santa from the ceremony key presentation down to the tree, and then after that, the next couple hours, they go up and down and give rides.
Oh, wow.
Yep, because he flies off to the North Pole. Or no, he goes to the business, then flies off to the North Pole. If I can move on.
Absolutely.
As we get towards the end of the regular year, the regular year, and we start heading into budget time and lots of things start flying around, I like to pay a little tribute to the people in the recreation department that make it go year-round. And you guys don't know all the faces every day in and out, whether they're contract. I mean, you know the regular staff, and you know some of the exercise classes or some of the programs you may be involved in throughout the year. But I want to start out, there's myself. We do not have an office manager. That's vacant. Annette Peltz, who's been with the department for 16 years, taken on quite a few roles in her position as a Richmond coordinator, but she also serves as the position above her, the office manager. And then you have Mark Tiso, Water's Edge Maintenance, jack of all trades. He works in the marina, the golf course, also helps with regular rec programs. Really a skilled tradesman in a lot of areas and knows golf course business inside and out. So, as you know, we've talked about it during budget times. These staffing has been reduced, and I just want to give credit to those full-time people, that being Annette and Mark. And then you move to regular part-time staff. These are year-round part-timers. Would be Sue Posias. She's the van route, the meal route, and then she also covers facilities, fills in the rec department office, wherever she's needed. Then Brian Payette, more in the maintenance area, but also does meals on a day when Sue's not available or when we need a substitute. And then, as you know, Maggie was the backup. Since we didn't have a full-time office manager, we have a part-time office assistant that helps Annette. That was Maggie, and then Gail came in, mid-year. Or actually, she's been here the whole year. That was last winter at this time when Maggie left. So those are the people I just mentioned are kind of the year-round core for all the different things that we do throughout the year, and they do a very good job. Then we have seasonal part-time, Nathan and Walt, and those two gentlemen helped out at Island Fest. They do maintenance around the golf course. They do it Airport Park, and they also did 180 softball and baseball fields that the Township Recreation Department does for Gyra.
That was a record, I think.
That's a record last year, and the baseball program they've got a really spectacular group, and there's a lot more games are being housed on the Grosse Ile site because of the work that Gyra is doing, but I can't say enough about them. Also, we do some work with the soccer fields. Moving on to the golf course, it's hard for the full-time staff to cover evenings and weekends, and even the office assistant, so you need some help evenings and weekends. Cheryl Harlan's been there for many years. She also is handles all the, she's in the business office at Riverview School, and she adds a lot of just good record keeping in the office, and somebody during odd hours. So, and does a great job. And we all know John Fleming. He's going to be moving on to Washington D.C. next summer for an internship, and we're going to miss him. He's been with us through high school, and now he's at Albion College doing a tremendous job. So those are kind of keeping that office running on the evening weekend. This year we were able to have Mike Viotel, actually PGA certified, came to our course. His wife works during the day and he's at home, but then he also wants to stay close to his young daughter, and so we were fortunate enough to have him and his expertise to start developing our programs, and you're going to see the junior program starting to increase. They did this year. Little Chippers was packed most of the year, that preschool program that we invested all that equipment in. That's really starting to develop, so we're really fortunate to have him. If you flip over, this has been huge over the last 4 to 5 years, and I know Bill can attest to that. There's your rangers. That's all volunteer help. I figure by offering this volunteer help to the golfers, we went back through and looked at what kind of memberships they had previously. It's costing us probably between $3,000 and $4,000 in memberships to have them, or season passes now. But if you look at what they're generating hour-wise and what they're doing on the course, it's $6,000. So there's a real good trade-off on what they're doing during those hours. So I think that's been a great trade-off. I don't think it's really affected the bottom line as far as negative impact on golf. I don't think that's what's hurting golf right now. I think it's very competitive. There's a lot of golf courses. It's a buyer's market, that type of thing. Pro shop attendant volunteer, Sherry's been with us many years, does an outstanding job. And then the maintenance crew, I know Bill's a little more familiar because he's out there a lot on the course with the guys. Danny Trundle, Bill Carter, Steve Arness, been there for years and years at Water's Edge. Used to be a paid employee, but volunteers. And I can't even think how many hours that guy has, but just tremendous job. And then Mark Schultz in that grouping. I could name all the volunteers. We had an appreciation dinner for him about a month ago. But moving on to the pool, I know this has taken some time, but I think it's very important for you guys to see. A lot of it's seasonal, but
Right, absolutely.
very key. Paula Wade's been with us about 5 years. Her husband, Mark, used to be the aquatic coordinator. While they were with us, they went to Michigan State and got married. But now her name's Paula Dobson, I should say. That's not the right last name. But does a tremendous job with the pool. Then we have Anthony Shebold, who's our pool tech, helps on the weekends when the staff's not there. Ann and Dobson Laura Fleming are that adult presence in the evenings and on weekends when our coordinator's not there, and I think that adds some safety and security to the pool area. And then the various lifeguards, and as you go through the lifeguards, certain ones are picked out that are chosen to handle, work with the swim program and work with the young kids. And they usually have to have good experience. They have to be good around children. So
And
that's
you
enough.
have good repeat of the lifeguards there.
Right. Yeah. And when you see some of these same names, some of these people are moving on, but some people in their family are very quality and they have good backgrounds. So it's not who you know or how they know. It's just they're just good, solid recruits coming in. Marina, Bob Lang, tremendous job. He's been there since, 40 years. He's outstanding. And then Nathan Shoemaker, we always have a part-timer come in for winter storage, getting those boats. It's a little bit different launching, but he needs the help for that. And then, as you know, we deal day in, day out with a restaurant that operates 7 days a week, and they go pretty late in the evening, and a lot of things can happen. And a lot of the staff, and not that it's our responsibility, you have to have presence around there to, help out with the restaurant. And then there's the equestrian center. Everybody knows what goes on at the farm. Staff has to kind of keep an eye on that, work with them, keep a good rapport with the public. They're representing the township, and we try to work with those groups and make sure everybody's served properly. Then Sue deals mainly with the Wayne County Meal Program. We're going into people's homes, delivering food. We have about 26 right now, but it's gone up to 34 this year. And another area of programming that you don't really think about, because you see during budget time, you hear a lot about programs, and you hear about regular staffing and part-time, but there's another whole crew of contractors that, you have to be very selective who's coming into your schools, who's dealing with children after-school programs. And many of these people work as coaches in the school, they're school employees, so we kind of double tier when they're coming in who's dealing with our public. But as you can see, there's a variety of programs, and then also in the programming area, you have volunteers, too, that are very key. And we know Butch at the end there, that's a pretty good volunteer.
Oh, you got him down there.
And I know there's other people like Brian and Greg. But I think there's so much going on at the rec department and so many people involved, and even beyond the volunteers, we're working hand in hand, like with the Education Foundation, with Gyra and Gisa. We work with the Herb Society, the Historical Society, you name it. So it's a constant thing, and it goes on all the time. But I'd like to give people credit for all they do. It's not just a one-man department. It's like, just for instance, like Annette. She's been with me 70% of my time here at the rec department. Mm-hmm. You don't have success without somebody that watches the detail, and somebody like Mark who watches the detail. They're just really good people. So I just, getting towards the holidays, I like to pay a little respect to those people, because times are hard and sometimes you get lost through the cracks, and want to thank them, and I just remind you guys who's out there. So I appreciate the time.
Yep. Well, thank you and your whole team.
Yep.
Any questions for Tim regarding facilities, budget, or programs?
Yeah.
John?
Once the lease is settled with Lutens, then is that the next step is to go to Sharpies and finish that up too?
Correct. Any other questions? All right, Tim, you got anything more to add, or you all
Just
set?
hope people show up for Island Glow tomorrow night.
Yep. Starting at, get there early, get there at 6 o'clock. All right, any old business? Any commissioners have any old business that they'd like to bring up? Any new business? All right, moving on to the subcommittee updates. Ms. Shelkey, Open Space and Greenways Committee update. Do you have any updates tonight?
Yes, I do. The Open Space and Greenways Committee has contracted with the Townsend Sign Company to create 5 signs for the trails on the island. 2 of them will be at the Wildlife Sanctuary, formerly known as the Bird Sanctuary. 1 will be at the Playscape. Another will be at the Centennial Farm in the open space area near there. And the 5th one will be on Meridian, across from Meridian Elementary School. And they have created a form to report problems with the open space. Each member of the Open Space Greenways Committee is responsible for monitoring and checking out that there's not garbage, not damage, people are treating it well. And so they are now going to formalize that reporting process with a written report on a regular basis. So they've approved that. And finally, we will have our December 13th lunch at Fratello's at 12 o'clock.
As far as the signs leave, what are they going to say? Just
Just going to identify the trail.
Okay.
And I think the space locations and trail guide has been distributed, so if you want to know. And then I have a question. I listened to, or I saw the Free Press headlines today about this proposal for a trail that will go from Belle Isle to Wisconsin, across the bridge. This is something at the state level. I want to know, why is the downriver not included? Why aren't we going from Ohio to Wisconsin? Do you have any idea, Tim? Well, I think we should check it out. I'm tired of downriver being ignored. And we have trails and so forth down here, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So why are we...
There's another trail summit in January at the Michigan Recreation and Park Association conference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the way to Wisconsin.
Lower, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just a thought.
All right.
You know what puzzles me, though, Leah, is that, just think about what the land that the government owns from Belle Isle down to Toledo.
Right.
They already own the land. Why they're not developing it for what you and I both saw in the paper really puzzles me. How do we get a handle on that? Who do we talk to?
I'll call the governor, I don't know.
Who wrote the article?
Yeah, I'll do that. All right.
Okay, we'll follow up on that. Well, thank you, Bill.
Any more questions for Leah? All right, moving on to Mr. Moreau, Golf Committee update. Any update for us tonight, Bill?
As Tim indicated, that we were able to work out a deal with the other golf course to get our fairways plugged, and I won't go into much on that. We did get a new tree planted in by the Bevac family and friends, donated a tree to be placed, and it's been placed over on the hole number 7, which Ann was lucky enough, I guess, the previous year to get a hole-in-one on that one.
That's where she wanted it.
Yeah, that's where, yeah.
That's sweet. That's
So that's cool, yeah, and I'm getting a plaque made for that tree. And also, Tim, I don't know if you're aware of it, but I talked to Mark. He's picking up all the plaques on the golf course, and we're going to store them again for the winter. There's no sense in leaving them out there
Okay.
for the winter. They'll last a lot longer if we store them. So Mark has picked them up, and they're in there, and when I get this other one done, then we'll plant that in the spring by the tree. Again, we talked about the fairways, and I just want to personally thank Tim and his team and Mark for all the great work that he and the volunteers have done on the golf course. And I'm sure that if anybody in this community has played golf on that course, can appreciate the beauty of the course and all the work that we've done collectively to make it a great place to golf and a fun place to golf. I constantly, when I'm golfing or just there, constantly getting compliments and obviously telling them to thank Tim and his team for all the work they do. So Tim, thanks a lot for meeting you and your
I'll let
team.
them know. Yep,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, any questions for Bill?
Bill,
Yes, Tom?
do you have a head count on how many actual volunteers you have with the golf course?
Yeah, there's on that list you have.
Yeah, I'd say it's about 20 right now.
Yeah.
It's been up to 28. I think it's at 20.
There are multiple locations, but I was just curious how many actual volunteers it takes
Well,
to...
20 real consistent, you get some changeover, but I'd say about 20 consistent.
Yeah, we've had as many as 28 during a year, but not, like Tim said, the consistent ones are on that list, and we'll take any help we can get.
Well, just first time seeing this list, I had no idea it was that many people, and I just think that would be interesting for the township to know that there's at least 20 volunteers who put in time to run that course and maintain it.
And Bill.
So any other questions for Bill? All right. Moving on to Centennial Farm, Woodward Ryan. Any updates for us today?
I think you updated us. We're waiting on the lease, and Tim's got the drainage under control right now.
Pretty simple.
The dog park, right?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Right.
All right. Any questions for Helena? All right. Mr. Myring, the airport recreation area, any updates for us tonight?
No, not at this time. Unfortunately, I was running late, as everybody knows, so I'm not prepared, so I don't have anything at this time.
That's okay, everything's done over there anyway, right, for the season?
Pretty much.
Okay. Schools and Senior Olympics, Mr. Conroy, and would you please introduce your special guest?
Yes, I'd like to welcome Cindy Dotter from the high school. She's wants to come. She is eager to come to our CRC meetings, and it's great to have her. And I hope to have another gentleman as well coming to our meetings to help and be a part of them and offer suggestions and be part of the planning. And anyhow, very much welcome to our group.
Her name is Sydney, right?
Sydney.
Yes.
Sydney.
Cindy, yeah.
He still didn't get it, did he?
No, he didn't.
Like Sydney, Australia, there.
Okay. Very good. Also, we are continuing our great efforts with our ping pong. We have 3 days a week right now. And we've heard I've got another donation of a table in process. I haven't come to, I did go also to a Tai Chi class the other night. We were 6 or 7 folks in that, and that looks like an excellent program. And she is interested in possibly doing a second class as well as starting the first one over again and doing a second part of that. And that's pretty much all I have.
Any questions for John or Sydney? I have a question for Sydney. Sydney, what we're looking for you is some insight on what you think high schoolers want for programming, events, or anything like that at all. So that's what we really would like to, get some input from you and your fellow students on that kind of angle.
Yep, and feel free to stop by the rec department and talk to Nat or myself or, anybody there if you have ideas. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right. Extended public comment. No comment. Individual commissioner comments. Greg, do you have anything that anything you'd like to say? This will be our last meeting for the year. We'll be reconvening in the first year in January. So,
Just Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year.
Mr. Malvesto.
Again, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I appreciate being able to be your liaison.
Ms. Shelkey?
Ditto.
Mr. Moreau?
Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you very much for the cookies.
Yeah, they were good. Mrs. Woodward Ryan?
Cookies, happy Christmas.
Come to your house, get some cookies.
Right.
Sydney, anything you'd like to say?
Ditto.
Mr. Conroy?
Have a great holiday to all, and continue fantastic work that Tim and his team are doing.
Mr. Rooney?
Please drive by Water's Edge and look at that beautiful tree Brian Payette put together. As you come across the bridge, it's there greeting you. So Merry Christmas.
Way in, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Brian did a nice job on
I
that.
really like that tree a lot. It's a perfect tree. And you can see it right away as soon as you hit the bridge, too.
Yeah.
All right, my final comment is Merry Christmas to everybody. I guess I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Bill?
Second.
Elena? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Please volunteer in your community. Enjoy your holidays and have a safe and happy holiday. Thank you. Good night.